Do you have Steven Adams tonight? And if not, do you have a sense for how long he might be out?
It's a game time decision. Test it out, see how he feels, and it's literally day-to-day, game-to-game.
Did something happen with his calf, or is it just the wear and tear of coming back?
I think a little bit of him being on limited minutes and working his way back in, ramping him up, and so at times you can tweak something because you're favoring or whatever the case may be, but had some soreness and want to be cautious with that.
Morning of the first game, what are some of the things that you emphasized at shoot-around?
Obviously went over Charlotte the last few days, so we reiterated those points, but really tried to keep a lot on us and what we've accomplished in the preseason, the emphasis that we set out to achieve this year, and so we kind of touched on those things. And although it's a meaningful game that means something now, we still want to focus on the things we want to improve on this year, and did our Charlotte part, but put a huge emphasis on continuing to build on what we did in training camp.
You had some minutes with Fred plus Reed in the preseason. Is that a lineup you expect to roll out tonight or even in the regular season? How do you assess that?
It was game by game. We did like that, like what we saw with those guys and the whole group that they were in with, but something we wanted to see in preseason for sure, and if the opponent and personnel dictates it, we have confidence running with that lineup.
In the preseason, you played your regulars a little more than some other teams. Is that part of the strategy to have them ready from the outset?
Yeah, I'd say that. At the same time, we were ramping up minutes and trying to get guys to somewhat close to game minutes. We do have a lot of depth, and so sat some guys out certain games and wanted to get the guys their minutes up in the games they played. And so for us, we did talk about hitting the ground running this year, going into the second season, and so that's a big part of it. Playing and getting familiar with the other guys, and you add Reed and Steven as well. Just wanted to see certain lineups, and so played some guys some games, sat some guys, but when they did play, we wanted to get a good look at those guys together.
The season opener tonight, what's just the general excitement, anxiety level? Do you tell the guys to just take a deep breath versus going out there hair on fire?
No, I think, for me, it's another game. It's been a few years now of coaching and playing and all that, so opening night, it's meaningful, but there's no anxiety or anxiousness from our team. I don't think I see or feel any of that. Of course, some young guys and some guys that are coming back off injury might have a few jitters here and there, that guys that haven't done it, but it's just basketball at the end of the day, and no different than what we have done and tried to do in the preseason. We've showed some build up and positives over there, and we want to continue with that. So, yeah, it means something now, but I think once the ball goes up, everybody just gets after it like usual.
Aside from
of the pace that you guys want to play with, do you expect to hit the ground running in terms of the kind of top 5, top 10 pace that you want to push those guys, or is it going to be a gradual process?
It'll be gradual as far as having to have reminders, and certain guys do it naturally. But we want to encourage everybody to rebound, push, run, and fill the lanes. And so I think you can see us equal opportunity early, and guys that get out and take advantage of our speed and athleticism, they'll kind of buy into it more. But I think there will be reminders at times. But when we did it in certain games in the preseason, it looked really good. And then at times you got to continue to reiterate getting the pace up and kick aheads and getting our spacing correct. And so with that and rebounding, some of the things we're trying to stress will be constant reminders, I'm sure, until it becomes second nature.
how much does them not having Mark Williams available play into your game plan tonight?
No different.
The competition committee during the offseason talked about allowing more physicality into the game. Did you see that during the preseason? And if so, how much would that benefit your team, especially on defense?
I would say some of the preseason games, the first Utah game, they shot 43 free throws, so it didn't help us in that game. They didn't let it, that much go. But what I did talk to the team about is adjusting and adapting to the refs early in the season, where they have these points of emphasis, like they do every year, that they're going to really stress. And part of it is freedom of movement and those things. And so we have to be conscious of that and how they're calling the game. But the second half of last season, when they did let more go, I think it helped us out defensively. And, we want to be one of the more physical, defensive-minded teams, and that's only going to benefit us.
Did you tune into either of the games last night?
No.
In preseason, super kind of early. Are you seeing anything new, different around the league in terms of what teams are doing, innovation type of stuff?
No, I really focused on the four teams we played, and then Charlotte leading up into this, and so haven't really checked out trends of the league or anything like that. And like I said, it's more about focusing on what we're trying to do. But I think every team coming in says a lot of the same things at the start of the year. They want to emphasize these things, and that's coaching job. You have to win those battles and not let those things dissipate as time goes on. And so everybody wants to rebound better, push the pace, get threes up, all those things, and you just have to stay on them about it. So I'm sure everybody's saying the similar things.
There are a lot of talented guys up and down this roster, a lot of mouths to feed, so to speak. How do you balance that offensively to make sure that, you know, each guy feels like they're getting their fair share of work done on the offensive end?
Yeah, we talked about sacrifice is going to be one of the key things going into the season because of our depth. And if we do play at the faster pace and get up and down, it's not going to always find guys. It might not be a night every night, but sacrifice is a big thing. And then understanding who does what well, and that's my job in the timeouts, dead balls, free throws, to call plays and get shots for certain guys. But if I don't have to call a play call at all on a miss or a make, we'd like to just push the pace and let things happen. Obviously, we'll try to get guys involved and take advantage of matchups, but yeah, sacrifice is going to be a key, and guys need to understand that.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.